Just setting it up. Won't be a second.
Yep.
Hmm. And yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. So, hi, welcome to Love Consciousness Podcast. I'm here with my beautiful soul sister, Ella Vida. And Ella is a very amazing, talented therapist, sound healer. You do some amazing sessions where you channel your absolutely angelic voice.
Bless you. Thank
And
you.
we're really just here because we just wanted to take this opportunity just to find out a little bit more about what Ella's all about, what she's doing at present, what we're setting up, and everything else. So thank you so much, Ella, for joining me today and taking the time out. And
Thank you for having me.
really excited to jump in and just find out what's happening.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mm.
there's a lot going on at the moment, so I don't really, I feel like I don't really know where to start. But anyone who knows me knows that that's not a surprise. That won't be a surprise to anyone who knows who I am.
Yeah.
There's always a lot
So,
of things going on.
yes, I mean, obviously, I know a little bit about some of the things you're in the process of setting up. So, why don't we start with just telling individuals, just in general,
Mm.
first of all, what you're all about, and then we can just go into the individual sections, if you like, of the different things that you are in the process of offering at the moment.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, first of all, I love doing, so I'm a hypnotherapist. Donna actually trained me as a hypnotherapist, both clinical and in the quantum as well, because that was the one that, as soon as I started doing the quantum, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is my purpose. So, I really wanted to find a way to include the quantum into my business and other things that I was doing as well. So I have been a professional singer for many years, but I wanted to take a bit more of a different avenue, and a bit more of a spiritual avenue. And around the time that I was actually training with Donna and doing the quantum as well, it had come through the quantum hypnotherapy, that I was to be guided to do intuitive singing, which I've been playing around a little bit with and sticking up some old videos on Instagram and stuff, and realizing that I was really, really enjoying it. And then I think there was part of me that was thinking, if I carry on doing this, will the sounds just keep coming? Because I was really channeling, I felt like I was channeling voice and singing for the first time fully. I mean, I know that musicians talk about the muse, and sometimes I've wrote songs in the past and released songs that I've got looked back at and gone, did I write that? Did I record that? Maybe something took over me and they did it. But so there isn't always been an element of that, of course, as it is for every musician. But I really, with intention, wanted to be able to really connect more with nature, and sitting out by the river, which is one of my favorite places to sit, and actually just having that come into my experience in a voice that wasn't mine. I mean, it is mine, but before, as a professional singer and songwriter, it would always be very genre based, so it would be like an R&B voice or a soul voice, but this was just a pure organic sound that just came out. And sometimes it sounds folky, which is interesting because I'm not always been the massive lover of folk music, some, but not all. But some sounded folky, which was a surprise to me. Some is African, which was also a surprise to me. And there's a lot that's been going on since spiritually with African deities and things that have been coming in. So yeah, my music is it's interesting from a spiritual sense. I just literally now channel and give what I am given. Whereas before, as a musician, I was fitting it to a genre and writing for the people. But this just comes in. I don't really have any choice of what comes out. It just comes out. So that was one of the things from my quantum hypnotherapy that I realized this is what I really want to progress, and also to heal with sound. So whether that was using my voice for meditations, for hypnotherapy, of course, which is why I started training with Donna in the first place, because I wanted to use my voice to create guided meditations and also do a little bit of singing. But I didn't really know when I gave up my job what I was going to do with it or how that was going to work. And so I got into random bits of life coaching. I ended up training in NLP at the same time as hypnotherapy when Donna was offering that at the time as well. So I did that and some energy psychology. So nowadays I feel like I'm incorporating everything under
Mm,
one umbrella. So, as an intuitive singer, I'll be able to, and a sound bath facilitator using crystal bowls and ocean drums and koshi chimes and my voice live with a looper as well. So, I use a loop
mm,
station to loop my voice as well so that there can be lots of me because there's so much coming through. Sometimes I just want to be able to layer it up, and doing that live is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. So that took me down into sound baths. So intuitive singing, the sound baths, the hypnotherapy, the meditation, bringing that into my sound baths, but also wanting to be able to create short courses of how to get people to find their purpose, to really start to dive deep within, to have more of a connection with themselves and their inner wisdom, which is, of course, why I love the quantum hypnotherapy. So at the moment, I'm just creating a membership, a monthly membership that's going to incorporate all of these different aspects
mm,
because I love to teach so many different things and
mm.
facilitate so many different things. I thought if I could just bring them all in under one umbrella and have it as a membership, then yeah, that's the goal. So that's coming very, very soon.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, really exciting times. I've been to one of your sound baths. I have to
Mm,
say it was absolutely beautiful. It's
mm,
just amazing to hear, as you say, that channeling just
mm.
coming straight through you, and
Yeah.
had some really sort of deep insights. And I felt I shared with you that I felt like I
Mm.
released something during the
Yeah.
session as well. I know that we've already touched on this, but just for people that are viewing now, you also use quantum containers
Yes.
during your sound healing sessions. So, what's your understanding of that, and why do you bring the quantum container into your sound healing session?
Well, because it really heightens the power of whatever it is that you're facilitating, whether it's a course or whether it's sound baths, whatever space that you're holding for people. It could be a woman's circle or anything. Being able to, it's like magnifying the power
Mm,
so that is the best thing about it. And also it makes people create more of an intention as well. It's making people be really aware that they are part of this, that they have to give permission to step into an energetic container, that they
mm,
also have to put up their own shielding system where they are grounded, where they feel centered, where they can then enter that system. And it's set up so that everything that is to be received so that people can release in a safe way is
mm,
everything resonates with unified field of love and the sacred law of one. And so it's just a very, very safe space
mm,
that will just magnify everybody's intentions and everything that everybody puts into that. And it's also good because um I remember some people that I spoke to before, and I was probably a little bit like this in the beginning as well, of going to certain spaces where you start to meet people. You may not even speak to them, but you may start to feel drained in other people's presences. So it's also good to give people the kind of shielding system in a
mm,
5 minute meditation and then open that energetic container and make it so powerful that I think it just speeds up and how can I say, intensify everybody's healing experience
mm,
within that. And of course I learned that from you, and it really was so powerful because when I first started doing the sound baths I wasn't using it, and now I am, it's a massive difference. You know, I
Mm,
mean, I did set up the container space, but I wasn't holding the space as well as I could have done by explaining to people that there's a container that they need to step into
mm,
and explaining to people that there's a shield that they put up. And as soon as I introduced that into it, and I think initially it was just being a little bit scared.
mm,
You know, I think it was just thinking, oh, well, you know, right, I didn't advertise this spiritual thing. People are just thinking it's going to come and lay down, and it's such a passive experience.
mm,
But actually making them active within that experience, because you are your own healer. I mean, yes, the sounds are obviously helping to accentuate that too, as is the energetic container. But it's you giving yourself the permission to
mm.
heal, to step into that container, which makes it so powerful as well.
Yeah, you absolutely. Yeah, I mean, amazing. I know that ever since you started practicing the quantum one-on-one
Mm,
sessions, I know that it's something that you just absolutely buzz,
yeah. Yeah.
helping facilitate these spaces. And I know why, because they're always so interesting. And it's like a learning experience each
Yeah.
and every time you hold space for another, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you want to share a little bit about why you love these quantum healing private sessions so much, and kind of what your experience so far has been
Yeah.
when you're holding these spaces?
You see, I'm already getting excited. I feel like I can't even stop moving now. I'm like, oh, okay, let me at it, let me at it. Yeah. So, do you know what I feel quantum hypnotherapy is like? It's like going to see your own guru, your own personal guru that knows everything about you, not just in this life, but all your past lives, future lives, parallel lives. It knows absolutely everything. It knows your purpose. It knows the reason you are here. It knows what happens when you die. It knows what life you're going to next. Everything. It knows everything. Now, no guru in the world would know all of those things about you when you go to them, but you are your own guru, because when you connect to your higher self, that's what it is. It's your higher self that has all that knowledge, your soul self, which has lived thousands of lifetimes and knows why you're here and knows your journey. When we come down into this body. I really wanted to say earth suits then. Sorry, Don. I know it's a bit of a private joke, but we said earth suits once. And I just love it when we go into these kind of avatar earth suits, you know, to have this this experience, this separate experience. We only generally remember this life and that's it. So we don't know all the other teachings and learnings. And quantum also helps you to bring that knowledge in, to go into the Akashic records, which some people may or may not have heard of, where it's like all the learnings and the teachings that you've taken from every lifetime and being able to tap into those, sometimes even download those, especially, I mean, there's quite a lot of them. So, especially just really the ones that serve your highest purpose in this lifetime at this time that you need to know, and being able to ask for healing as well as the questions. So it really, for me and for a lot of my clients, it's just completely life changing. And I love being able to facilitate it, not only because it's just so powerful, but also because I love hearing people's answers, because there's questions that people come out with and I'm thinking, I'd love to ask that. That's a really good question. And especially when people are asking questions about life, the universe and everything, it's really interesting because they're the ones answering. I'm not saying anything. I'm guiding them and asking them the questions that they want to know, and their higher self is giving me the answers through them. So they're in control really of this whole experience. There's no real kind of like suggestion from me. All I'm doing is asking the questions. So it's so empowering for people because it makes people realize that everything is within you. You don't need anything external to make you feel whole or to give you a better experience or anything. Everything, you have everything, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the power. everything within you. And when you start really tapping into that, that is the most powerful thing. It starts bypassing all of this crappy programming that we've been brought up of I'm not good enough or I can't do this and I can't do that. And it's saying, no, come on, swipe that aside. This is why you're here. This is what you need to be doing. So it's a real confidence booster as well. So yeah, I mean, I could talk about this forever. I just love it.
I would think it's safe to say, just listening to you that, and I feel that we share this, that,
Yeah.
we're really passionate about holding space for individuals to come into their own
Mm.
gnosis, their own
Yeah.
wisdom, their own
Yeah.
gifts, their own uniqueness,
Yeah.
because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? It's like you say, we contain it all within. So
Yeah.
why do we need to seek something outside of ourselves to tell us what our uniquenesses and our own skill sets and why we're here, our purpose and everything. So it's just lovely to be in that space now where we are really I think it's like reminding people, isn't it? That
Yeah.
they've got all
Of
the
how powerful
answers.
they are.
We're
Yeah.
just holding space to allow this process to unfold.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. And it's the most powerful thing. And I've had, I've taken some friends and family through it as well, particularly when I was training. And I've had friends that say all sorts of things like, oh, what if I don't come out with anything? Or I don't know anything. I'm never going to find me, boys. I don't think so. But they're so surprised when they come out and they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that I had access to all of that. And it's always a really profound experience. I know when people come out of it, they're just like, yeah, wow. And some people, especially people that are quite in tune and maybe take time to meditate or might be quite spiritual, they might know a lot of this anyway. They might even be writing their questions, and the answers are coming to you when you're writing the questions because it's there. You can when you learn how to, you can bring that in whenever you want to. But initially, if you want someone to do that for you so that your conscious mind isn't getting in the way, so it's definitely your higher self, that's what we do. And it's the most powerful thing ever. It really, really is. And I think people's experiences have just been so profound. And they may even have decided to make decisions they wouldn't otherwise have made because maybe they didn't believe themselves enough. So, and it also helps you understand even past experiences that you might have had in this life, whether it's trauma or certain things that you think, why did I have to experience that? Being able to ask that question to your higher self is also really important as well, so that you can begin to understand and to process things in our lives that are hard so that we can move on and have the life that we deserve to live, that's hopefully full of happiness and joy, where we're not clinging on to something where we feel like we don't deserve that life, or we're not used to thinking about having a good life because life up to now hasn't been that great. I think, and it's not just about being optimistic, it's about talking to that higher wisdom and receiving proof. It's about receiving proof as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but I absolutely am always fascinated by the healing aspect of it
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
as you're well aware, that the healing can sometimes be quite instant
Mm,
and quite profound. And at least in my experience, I'd love to hear your take on it, Ella. This kind of, you ask the client to describe the process that
mm,
they're moving through during a healing element, and often there's some kind of light moving
mm.
through the individual's being, body, particularly in the areas where we have identified these patterns are held. And that always fascinates me because it's like, I want to know what's happening. Because for each individual person, again, it's always really unique, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And it can even be unique to each individual on multiple occasions as
Mm,
well. I mean, I know certainly when I've had quantum before, and with you, Donna, that I've said, oh, I can feel like balls of fire going down to my arms. And sometimes it's
mm,
been ultraviolet light, sometimes it's been white light. It's so
mm,
many different things. It could be like a scanner, or there's so many different
mm,
things that it could be, and it's never always the same thing as well. It's, it can be lots of different things each time. And I love asking people that. And I was like, okay, so what's happening now? And also being able to heal different lines. So it could be ancestral lines, but then it can also be past lives as well. It might be things that are affecting us in this life that we can't overcome because we don't know what they are.
Mm,
And then working out that actually it's from a past life, and now we can
mm,
release this block, or we can release this, what we call contract, where you may have made a contract in the past. And I'll share something with you now because this is what came up in one of mine, that I have always wanted to work spiritually from being a child. I was really into it when I was a child, but obviously you get to a certain age where you're going to school and you're saying all these things to your mates, and then eventually they're a bit like, oh, okay, whatever, and you kind of come across like a bit of a weirdo, and so you stop, as you do when you're a kid. You
mm,
people stop singing, for example. People are like, oh no, I don't want to be seen of as weird, or being taken the mickey out of. So you stop doing it. And you stop progressing it. And each time I went to progress into it, something would happen and it would shut me down again.
mm,
And so it was like every time I go into it, I would hit a wall.
mm,
Um, and so then I was like, oh no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay away from it. There may even be some people that might listen to this podcast that knew me, say, 5 years ago, that didn't know I was into any of this stuff.
mm,
And we might be a surprise to them. So, but in the quantum, and a bit of past life regression, but definitely in the quantum, what came through was that I'd signed a contract in the past because I was a spiritual, I don't know what I could call it really, but like a kind of spiritual leader in Egypt many, many, many thousands of years ago. And everything went wrong. The army came in. We weren't allowed to talk about, the religion anymore. I was literally outcast. And I made a vow then I will never, ever work spiritually again. And that was it. Now, I wasn't to know in this lifetime that I'd made that contract. But funnily enough, when we released that contract, suddenly that was it. It was all free flowing. The singing
mm,
started, the channeling started, everything just was free flowing because I'd taken that block down. And I actually remember in my quantum seeing all these massive big stone pillars and everything just falling away, like this big stone wall with all these
mm,
hieroglyphs on, almost like something out of the Matrix, but like Egyptian hieroglyphs, and everything was just flying down, and all these walls were just coming down. It was like I was just getting all of this energy and these codes and these information, and the walls were coming down. And it's like, okay, now you can step forward, now you can do what you're here to do. And maybe I was here in this lifetime to clear all that as well. And that's the thing, it's finding these things out that I wouldn't otherwise have known if I hadn't have had quantum hypnotherapy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a really good point that you've just made. I feel that there's not an individual on the planet right now that doesn't have at least a certain amount of clearing to
Mm,
do in order to actually open up into kind of higher aspects of their awareness, their higher consciousness, their higher self, whatever you want to call it. Um, and a lot of that is attached or weaved into the fact that we have lived multiple lives
mm,
and we often carry things forward. And so we come in this time round, let's say, we've got amnesia. We don't
yeah,
remember most of our past lives. And so we also don't remember the agreements that we've made or the
yeah,
contracts that we've set. And we wonder why we're trying to move towards something and we're just kind of hitting walls, so to speak.
yeah,
So yeah, so it's
absolutely.
another big part of it, discovering what is getting in the way.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Mm, amazing. So we're also going to be offering quantum healing sessions in groups in a
Yeah.
sort of a ceremonial type setting, and that's coming up soon. So do you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be next Wednesday, the 31st of January. And we're probably going to be trying to do them every last Wednesday of the month. So next Wednesday will be our first one, and I know that I'm sure I can speak for you too, Donna, that we're both so excited about
Mm,
this. It's going to be really, really good because it just means we can get this out to more people, to have this experience, to be able to go really, really deep within and connect in and be held in a sacred ceremonial
mm,
quantum healing space where you can just let that information flood in and really go on a deep dive to find out what your purpose is. Why are we here? Anything that you would like to
mm,
know on a group level. So we
mm,
will have some questions already made
mm,
for you, which will be general ones like this, like why am I here? What is my life's purpose? What are my next steps? What do I need to listen to more? What do I need to do more? What parts, what healing do I need at the
mm,
moment? And being able to ask for all this information to come in and doing this on a group level will be so, so powerful.
mm,
So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday at Nuki Orchard, which starts at 6 o'clock. I think it's 6 till about 8:45.
mm,
So yeah, that will be absolutely amazing. It's only £25. I think we said it was £25, didn't we? Yeah. So really nice and cheap as well. If you're interested in quantum, but you're not quite sure if you want to go into the full one-to-one deep dive and you want to have a bit of a taster session, then I think it's a really nice thing to come and do. And it's also
mm,
just allowing you to have this, for someone to hold the space for you to go into
mm,
this. I think these spaces are really important for accountability
mm,
because it's nice that someone can hold the space for you in a very powerful quantum healing container. It's kind of space where you can be invited to go really deep within and someone is there to kind of guide you through that. So you're not kind of wandering around knowing, wondering what to do. So, and this is for everyone. This isn't for
mm,
people who are doing regular meditation or are spiritual. You can know nothing about meditation or spirituality or hypnotherapy or quantum or anything. You can just come along, close your eyes and relax and just let us guide you through the meditation. You don't have to do anything.
mm,
So, you will just have such a restful time, but you will also go really, really deep within and be able to honor that as well is so powerful. Just being able to honor the space to go deep within and listen to your soul's callings.
mm.
So I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
Absolutely. And obviously, you've already mentioned that it's this work is done, particularly in the group session. We're working in that quantum energetic container,
Yeah.
which, of course, as you've already mentioned, amplifies the experience. It allows us to create what's known as a unity field.
Mm.
So, really, what we're kind of doing is every single person that's in that space, we're kind of teaming up,
Yeah.
from the highest levels of what we are, and we're working as one, really, which allows us to kind of, in essence, I guess, to take advantage of all of our gifts that
Absolutely.
might be available within that space. So there will be an element of the group sessions where we just create a rest space for you to receive.
Yeah.
And whatever that receiving might be, it may be some level of deep healing. It may be some kind of release of something that you've been carrying. It may be activation. So you may be kind of being activated into a higher level of awareness that you can keep beyond the session. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm very excited about offering these, and of course, making it more available to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And the journaling is going to be a big part of that as well. When we've
Mm,
taken you through that journey, you'll have some time, bring a notepad and pen, and just have some time when you come out of it, just to write about your experience, write everything you can remember, write the teachings, write the learnings, write how the healings happen. Like Donna was saying, when
mm,
we ask you, how is that healing happening? I know in a one-to-one one space. You'd be able to talk your answers back and everything is recorded. And obviously, we don't do that in a group space because there's so many of you in one space. So, what we invite you to do is just to journal everything as soon as you come out of that. Because what we don't want you to do is suddenly start talking to your neighbor. And as soon as we kind of start to come out of that zone, we start to forget things. A bit like when you
mm,
first wake up from a dream, you might remember it. But then as soon as we kind of engage with life and people around us, then it starts to fade away. And that's not what we want. Even though the healing is done and being done, it's not like you lose anything, but it's just nice to have that experience so that you can reflect, you can look back, you might even find certain parts where then you might want to go a little bit deeper again, or you might want to decide to come to a one-to-one quantum hypnotherapy session and say, look, I've got some specific questions that I would really like to ask. Then you can certainly come for a one-to-one as well. So yeah, it's just a great way to just have some exploration of self. And that's what I'm
mm.
really looking forward to.
Amazing. And so I
I'm
guess
also,
lastly,
mm,
I know that you are in the process of setting up and offering online courses, perhaps meditations and other bits and bobs that people that perhaps aren't local can access. So that's really exciting too. So if you'd like to just share a little bit about that,
yeah.
that would be amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. So I love the online space as well, as much as I love meeting people in person too, because that is so powerful. But I love the online space too. I really do. I always have done. Even back in the day when we were using Skype, I mean, I did my vocal diploma on Skype about 15 years ago, and I love using online. And so I suppose that was the only good thing really to come out of the whole lockdown COVID times is that more people are making it so much more accessible now.
Mm,
Before people used to shy away from it, go, oh, I don't want to do online. But now everyone's like, oh yeah, online. Like it's just, it's such an easy thing to do. And it means that, we can reach more people.
mm,
And so my end goal, my one of my dreams is to be able, which is what I'm doing now, to create this really, really wonderful membership, which is called the Temple Within. And the logo is this one right behind me here. And that will be the temple within. And within this temple, so it will be set up as an energetic container where we will have monthly Zooms, which will be about an hour, hour and a half long. They will be at different times so that they can suit people all over the world and on
mm,
different days in case people are working or have other plans. And within this, it's just going to be a really, really powerful quantum healing container that's going to contain meditations. We're going to have a lovely heart-centered journaling and soul journey, like consciousness journaling,
mm,
similar to the quantum. We're going to do a little bit of quantum in there as well, but we'll be doing
mm,
like guided meditations where we're really deep diving into our soul through the meditations. I'll be asking you questions, bringing you out. And as you ask these questions with that deep inner knowing, as you really connect, whether it's to your higher self or just deep within,
mm,
to be able to journal and to reflect these as well. So it's a very active participation
mm,
in those monthly circles. I'll also be running sound baths. I'm thinking at the moment these are going to be weekly. And if you do
mm,
want to come to my sound baths in person, I do that monthly, the first Wednesday of every month at Nuki Orchard. But I want to be able to take them online as well. So will be streaming mine from Nuki Orchard
mm,
once a month, but I will probably add some extra ones in every week. So you'll be having weekly sound bars. You'll be having the monthly meditation, kind of soul journeying as well. I'll definitely be putting some quantum in there as well at some point. There'll also be singing and chanting. There will be hypnotherapy tracks. There will be music that I'm putting through, guided meditations with singing and healing, the live vocal looping. So it's just, I love to create so many different things. So I'm just really happy to be able to offer it all in one place. And it's going to be a really affordable membership as well. And you'll pay monthly. You can cancel whenever you want. The short courses that I'll be creating will be put into that container as well. So when you join monthly, you'll have access to all all of those as well. So it's just a really nice way to be able to connect with people that aren't in Cornwall, that can't reach us, or maybe come here for a holiday. They might have come to one of my sandbars and would like to come to more, but they live up in Cheshire or they live in Australia or wherever they are, that they would be able to do that online, because it's all about connection, isn't it? It's about spreading this work, spreading the love. I'm getting people to really go deep within and to be able to find that power within. And that's why I called it the temple within. So, yeah, that will be coming out
Yay.
very soon. It's not out yet, but it is coming very soon, within
Oh,
the next month.
amazing. So, yeah, very exciting times. I
Absolutely.
know that for both of us, we are kind of moving in a new direction, so to speak,
Yeah,
at present. And so um, that's one of the reasons why we are creating a lot of content and podcasts and things. Because it's quite scary actually sometimes to completely change direction to kind of what we have been before, if you like,
mm,
because there's a kind of a safety, isn't there, in doing what you've always done.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I know that we're both at the beginning of these new ventures, really allowing us to step into what I feel for myself. And I know that you've shared this with me, our path,
yeah.
this is our path. And really, it's about, again, just assisting others to take the steps into their unique pathway deeper and deeper and have the inner and understanding of what that is for them.
Absolutely.
So it's
Being
super
trust is a big
exciting.
part of that, isn't it? Being able to
Mm,
trust your intuition,
yeah.
trust the universe, trust your intuition, that purpose will bring you exactly what you want. It will bring you abundance. It will bring you the life that you want to
100%.
live. Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely.
yeah. Oh, amazing. So, is there anything else that you would like to share with anyone that's listening, watching, before we tie this up today?
All I would say is it doesn't matter about your experience. It
Mm,
doesn't matter if you feel like you're unable to meditate. Coming into these sessions, whether it's our group quantum or a sound bath or even listening to meditation tracks on my
mm,
membership, it's something that, it will help you go deeper, and it's very, very gentle. You don't need any experience and you don't need to do anything. And don't forget, nothing is external. Everything you need is within you. All we have to do is just learn how to tap into it. And all I'm doing is guiding you to do exactly that. You don't need anyone outside you to heal you or anyone to make your life better. You can make your life better. You have the power. Only you can do that. And we will show you how to do that. So don't be afraid if it's something that you've never done before. Just take the journey with us, and just we will just really gently guide you through. And as you could probably see from both mine and Donna's faces, it's pretty life-changing stuff.
mm,
So yeah, and please just come and join the journey and see where it takes you.
mm. Oh, absolutely. 100%. So, yeah, thank you guys, anyone that's been watching Donna of Love Consciousness. And, stay tuned because we're planning on really diving into some of the very kind of more unknown
Mm.
and unique aspects of quantum, multidimensionality, and all of this other stuff as we move forward. So we'll be sharing a lot of content. So yeah, so stay kind of tuned and keep checking in. And just thank you so much for taking the time today, Ella, to just chat and share. And it's always a pleasure to connect. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how things unfold as we move forward.
Thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me. It's an absolute
Mm.
honor. Thank you, Donna. And I'd just love to add at the end, I know it's going to make her embarrassed. She's thinking, oh, please don't do this. But I'm going to say you did change my life. And I love the
Oh,
fact that you're going to continue to do that for so many more people. And you've made it so that I can also do that too. So I just wanted to say
oh,
from the bottom of my
thanks,
heart.
sweetheart. I love you lots. I love you
Love you
lots.
too. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and we will catch you soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye for now.
Bye.